want you to first start about thinking, if you are a leader inside of network marketing, think about the last people that you brought into your organization. Like, what was their energy? What was their vibe? What level of convincing did you need to do to get them to join? Like, what was your mental state when you got them to sign on? And I ask all these questions because I know from experience as a leader, as like a leading recruiter in my company, that oftentimes I sponsor from a different place, right? Sometimes I sponsor because I have a need to sponsor, right? Like, I need to do this in order to hit certain levels inside my compensation plan, or I need to do this because I'm running for some kind of promotion or incentive or something. Or sometimes there's like the stars all align and the right person just walks into my path and she has fire in her soul and she just explodes and it almost feels easy for me, right? Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the person who has restored my faith in society. And like, I want to coach people like this all the time, but then I'll fall back into like the crevices of having people that I'm the one stalking them. I'm the one doing all the work for them. I'm the one who's reaching out to them saying, hey, let's do this. This is what's available to you and blah, blah, blah. And it's all energy, right? It's all energy. And I started to think about this morning. I was listening to a podcast that was actually Shana Recker and Amanda Frances. Amanda Frances is the money queen, and her views on life, like, they have changed my life. And she was saying today, and she wasn't actually really talking necessarily about network marketing whatsoever. She was actually talking about clients and how you get to choose your clients, and you need to start to become unavailable for anything less. But it takes mapping out who that person is, like visualizing it, like really journaling about it and getting very crystal clear on who it is you're attracting into your world. And it started to bring me back to our Engage Your VIP group challenge, where I talked a lot about our ideal customers. And Shana Recker's podcast is called the Pursuit Podcast. And then Amanda Frances is called Rise the Fuck Up. With Amanda Frances. I think it's just called Rise Up maybe, but it's really called that anyways. I started thinking about the Engage Your VIP group challenge, and I started thinking, like, we really honed in on who our ideal customers are, right? We got clear on who they were. We got clear on the things that they struggle with, where they need help in their lives, who we're going to speak directly to. The same can be said for the team that we're building. Let that resonate with you for a couple seconds, because when you think about it and when you really decide what kind of team you want to build, what kind of women you want to run with, what kind of women you want to build with, and you start talking directly to them and you become unavailable for anything else, imagine what that could do for the growth potential inside your business. It's massive. I think so many times we feel like we need to take whatever we can get, right? We feel like we'll scrape the bottom of the barrel if that means that we could sponsor this month. But guess what comes with that? Frustration, like depression, like feeling like you're knocked down, like you're not enough as a leader. Like, it actually takes you off your game when you sponsor people inside that energy and for the wrong reasons. And at least for me, and like, give me your feedback as you're watching or as you're listening to this, because I'd love to know what your experience has been, because I'm sure we've all sponsored people in different pockets inside of this business. But when you sponsor a runner and it comes so naturally that it almost feels easy, have you ever wondered if maybe it's the way that you go into that relationship and the way that you go into that transaction that actually determines what the outcome is? And have you ever thought about, what would it look like if every single person I brought into my organization was like that? Because I've said in 1,000,006 cases, I'm like, well, 1 in every 10 people is going to be a leader, and like, it's just kind of a game. But what if it actually wasn't a game? What if it became easy? And what if it was just a mindset shift that we needed to make, so that we started? And I'm not saying that this will be 100%. Even though I know who I'm talking to inside of my clients, not every single one is the perfect connection, but it gets better and better and better when I decide that I bring in women that are ready to invest in themselves, that want to take their business to the next level, that are willing to do the work, but also listen and show up for themselves and for their businesses, right? I am no longer available to the woman who makes excuses, who ducks out on herself, who allows everything to get in her way, everything to knock her down. I don't want to say that I don't want to work with those women, because I want to help everybody. But the truth is, you can't be helped unless you're willing to be helped. So I want to be working with women that are ready for that, right? And so that can be the same can be said for our teams. We want to bring people into our organizations that want to build businesses, that are ready to build businesses. And maybe some of you guys want to bring people into your organizations that simply want to be discount shoppers or have the discount and purchase for themselves and be their own boutique. We put various messages into the world all the time. I watch people sponsor and recruit with different messages all the time. And I have worked with clients and I keep saying, the reason you're frustrated, the reason you want to bang your head against the wall is because you promoted this as this kind of opportunity. And now you're angry that these are the kinds of people that you're leading. They correlate very, very closely, right? So Kelly says, oh yes, losing desperation for recruiting was a game changer. I decided I wanted to recruit business builders. Those that were ready to grow a business. It's a beautiful journey for both of us, 150%. And that is what I'm becoming open to. And that is what I'm opening up you guys to as well. I want you to take some time today, and here's your little challenge. Take some time today to get into your journal and get crystal clear about the kind of team that you want to build. Maybe you want to dig into what kind of leader you want to be. Maybe you want to dig into like what kind of woman do you want to bring into your organization? What is her energy? What is her vibe? What is her purpose? And then you can start showing up for her. Then you can start giving your message to her. When we start speaking directly to people, shifts happen, transformation happens. We actually start building a different kind of team, a team that is no longer just there to do the bare minimum, a team that wants to run together, a team that wants to build together, a team that has energy coming out the wazoo, because that is the opportunity that we kind of positioned. I remember a significant shift that I made inside my business years ago when I sponsored somebody new. And it wasn't necessarily how I brought them into my organization, but it was the expectation and the parameters that I coached to in the beginning. When I very first started out, I never wanted to scare anybody off. A side note, in brackets, maybe we do want to scare some people off, right? Maybe we want to scare people off that aren't actually in it, who are only going to suck our energy from us. But anyways, I used to give them the bare minimum of what they needed to do so that I didn't scare them off. I would say something along the lines of, oh, no worries. We'll just do your launch party. We'll get to this and then we'll figure out what we're going to do next. Because I just wanted it to be so easy. And the truth is, it really is easy at the end of the day. But when I set that expectation and when I started our journey and our relationship together on that notion, guess what happened? That's what they did, and that's all that they did. Of course, because I did not lay the foundation for doing anything else. And so since that point, I've made a shift to raise the expectations for both of us. This is what we're going to do inside of this business that we're building for you. This is what is available to you. This is what we're going to get excited about. And this is what we're going to build together. And lo and behold, when I changed the story that I was giving, the actions that they did and that we did together were totally different. The vibe was different. The energy was different. All of it was different. And if you scaled right back to the very beginning and you started welcoming women in that were at a different caliber, at a different place, that actually wanted what you wanted for them, that would be an unstoppable moment, right? And I'm not saying that every single person, because sometimes we get confused and we end up, it's not right for us, but What if we just started becoming available to the woman that wanted to build a business, the woman that wanted to link arms with us inside of this journey, that wanted to show up as a leader inside of our organization, that wanted to contribute, that wanted to be a spark of energy, that wanted to, like, all of these positive things. So my challenge for you is to write that down. Who are you looking for, right? And I'm not telling you to go out there and interview for the position. No, but I'm telling you to start changing the message, the vibe, and the energy that you're putting out there. And when you start doing that, you're going to see shifts in the women that you bring into your organization. And you seeing those shifts, that will change the confidence level that you have too moving forward, right? You will start seeing, okay, these are the results that I get when I show up in this way, when I speak directly to her. This is working. And all of a sudden, it becomes not such a struggle. It's not such a push. It becomes easy, because when you're not beating your head against a wall trying to get somebody past a certain level who doesn't really want it for themselves, who really just did it for the discount and the free starter kit or whatever, when you're not trying to drag that person past the finish line, and when you're running with people that actually give you energy, that is an entirely different business that you're building. And that kind of business has exponential potential. Exponential potential. And so here's what I'm leaving you with. I have 5 spaces left inside my mastermind. This is something that we are going to go deep on inside this mastermind, because I believe that strategy and mindset go hand in hand, and that I can give you strategy until I'm blue in the face, but that it won't completely resonate and click until you have those mindset shifts. And this is one of those shifts that I'm talking about. Just changing the way that we think and the way that we show up can change everything, can make everything easier, can make everything start to click. When we get out of the mindset that this has to be hard, that we have to hustle all the time, and we simply create systems that actually make it easy, and we start showing up in a way that feels authentic and genuine, we start to attract that towards us. And your business will absolutely transform. So I have 5 spots left. And we start next week. And we are starting with 2 beautiful weeks of shifting and transformation and immersion into the program. It's something I've never, ever done before. I think it's going to be extremely powerful. The reason I'm doing it is because the workshops that I've been running to date have literally been setting my soul on fire. And I feel like infusing that kind of energy at the beginning of a mastermind is going to be hugely powerful. And so if you want one of those spaces, it is your job to watch this video. And then it's your job to send me a message and tell me all about where you're at inside your business right now and why you think this mastermind is perfect for you. I want women inside this container that are ready to build, right? That are ready to push past those excuses, that are ready to roll up their sleeves and not do the hard work, but lay that foundation for greater success. Lisa is watching right now, and she says, this girl right here is damn excited about this mastermind. And Lisa and I had our one-on-one deep dive call yesterday, and that's how I start with every single one of my mastermind clients, because I want to know the inside of your business. I want to know the inside of your mind and how we're going to lay that foundation. And one of the things that Lisa and I did together yesterday was create her personalized power hour. And we set aside the time and we mapped out the whole plan. And when you do that, when you kind of lay that kind of structure, then you get to live inside of it in freedom. Right? When you create that power hour, that's the masculine energy. The feminine gets to flow inside of that and gets to go where her energy is. Just like showing up here today, I had this nudge inside of me that was I need this message to get out, and I don't want to wait until I can promote it 16 hours beforehand or 3 days beforehand and sending you a reminder, which is typically the way that you should do it in order to get the most viewers. But when your energy dictates something else, when your energy tells you to show up in a certain way, that's when magic happens. And my hope is that intuitive nudge that I got this morning will welcome 5 beautiful new souls into this mastermind who are bringing that energy, that want the same things as the women inside of this container. And that is systems inside of their business that lead to unprecedented success, that want to have lives and be present inside of those lives, but also build businesses that they're wildly excited about, that they're obsessed with, and that want to take off the own limitations that they have built on themselves, push past all of those boundaries, create new boundaries that create space for creativity and growth. And Victorious is popping on to say, hi, the mastermind is truly life-changing, well worth it to take your business to the next level. I love you guys so much. Anyways, that is my start to my Tuesday morning. Thrivers, I will see you in just an hour, and we will have a training, and hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you soon.